PalFish. It's time for another Friday fun. It's April and it is springtime, and the students are starting to get a little unmotivated. So I break out my wall of honor. And what happens is when the student gets a good score, that would be 4 10s or 3 10s and a 9, okay? When they get that on their test, they get to choose a shape for their name and the date of their test to go up on my wall of honor. And they get really excited by it. And these are things that were super easy for me to find. I went to the dollar store. They come in packages. These came with the backgrounds that I purchase, or you can buy a set like this with several of them. This one had 36. Okay, so you just show them the different shapes at the beginning of the test. You let them pick one. Tell them when they get a good score on the test, you're going to write their name on it and put it up on your wall of honor. And they are super motivated to do really well on their test. If they start to lose interest during the test and they start to wander off or things like that, then I go through and I will tally up how many points they have in each section so far. Such as I will tell them, you have 10 points in this first section, you have 10 points in the second section, you have 10 points in the next section, but in this last one, I need some more information. We only have 8 points so far. Can you give me some more? Let's get those other 2 points so that your name can go up on the wall. And then they get excited and they start to think of some more things that they could be telling me about the different subjects in the test. This is a great motivator to keep them going through the lessons as well, because when they come to class, the first thing my students say is, "Oh, you have names on your wall," and they want to look at it. So I let them look at it. I bring my camera up close and I let them see. I say there's strawberries and there's planets and there's owls, and I said there's a car, but only one person has chose the car so far. And we talk for a couple minutes about the different shapes and how the children got their name on the wall. So then the children are motivated to pay close attention in class so that when it gets to the test, they remember the stuff so that they can have their name put on the wall as well. So my question for you is, what do you do to motivate your students when they start to get bored in the spring because there's so much schooling that they have gone through all year long and they're just ready for summer? They're starting to get that itch for summer break. What do you do to help motivate your students? This is one of the things I do. Another thing I do is I switch out my games in class. If my student starts to act like they're just not interested in learning, I take a brain break. We play a quick game of tic-tac-toe, and then I'm like, okay, so let's read a few more pages, and we'll go back and we'll read a few more pages. Or I will make another game there on the page with the stuff, such as today one of my students taught me this new game that I really want to share with you. This game is where you take the word, let's see, what word have I done? Well, you know what? We'll use honor because it's on my wall. Okay, so we take the word honor. Okay, so it's called first and last or something like that. Okay, so if I write the word honor, then they would write a word underneath it that starts with R, because that's the last letter. So their R word will go underneath it. Whatever the last letter in that word is, I write a word underneath that. And we keep going through until we get to the bottom of the screen. And then we're done. And it's a good way for them to practice their English, but also have a little bit of fun so that it's not quite as overwhelming for them. They're enjoying themselves some. And then we can go back into the lesson and continue. If they find that if you find they're taking too much time to think of a word, then once they put that word in, tell them it's a great job, give them a star, and move on with your lesson. You don't have to go all the way to the bottom of the screen. Do what's best for your class flow. Don't forget to make these lessons fun for these children, as much fun as you can, because they have a lot of learning, and it's going to stick in their head more if they're doing it with a smile.